So you're thinking about selling your home in Minnesota and you're wondering what that process looks like. Well, you're in luck because I'm a local agent and I'm gonna share with you my entire home selling guide right now. All right, now before we get into it, this is gonna be kind of a lot of information. People usually have a lot of questions, so I just wanna let you know, I'm gonna put a link in the description below. You can actually go grab the PDF of my home selling guide. It's totally free on the website. So grab that link and then you can follow along with me as I take you through the process. All right, let's get right into it. So I'm gonna start you off over here in the red zone. So this is kind of your thinking, dreaming, planning stage right here. You're gonna see that the first step that we're gonna do is your in-home consultation. Now this really isn't a sales pitch for me getting to come to your home, but I will tell you this is where we're gonna talk about what your home's worth. I can walk through the property, I can see what kind of finishes you've got, and then we can get a really good idea of what the valuation would be. Why that matters is two things. First of all, it'll help you prepare your home so that you can get it ready to sell and make the most money possible, but also it's gonna let you know your options so you can see how much money you'd walk away with when the sale's done. Once your consultation is done and you've decided you're ready to move forward, we'll go ahead and get the paperwork taken care of and get your listing paperwork done. That enables me to start all of the marketing and home prep. So that's the biggest part. And again, that can take as long as you need to from the time we get your contract signed to the time we actually get your home on the market, and that's totally up to you. So when you're ready to get moving forward, that's when we'll get your listing paperwork signed there, and that'll enable us to start all of the marketing and home prep. Part of my listing packages we'll go through in person. Part of that's with a staging consult. They'll come out, my stagers will sit with you for about an hour. They'll help you to see what you can do about your home. If you would like to, of course, we can always sell it as is, but if you'd like to make those improvements, they'll help you get that done first. Things like paint colors or carpet samples if you're gonna do some improvements, but also just how to rearrange the furniture or to depersonalize, downsize, declutter to get the home sold. It's really not a lot of extra work typically, but it's just making sure that the home looks like $1 million so that buyers will pay you as close to that as we can get. So we'll get your photos taken, we'll get the videographer out there, we'll get a really nice home tour made, and we'll get everything all locked and loaded, ready to go, so that when you're ready, we can pull that trigger and your home will get listed on the market. So when we put your home on the market, I'll help advise you about what kind of market conditions we're in currently. Of course, I'll give you a link at the end of this video if you'd like to get a market update to see currently what's going on in the Twin Cities. But we'll help advise you to how quickly we expect the home to sell, how many offers you can expect to get, how many showings, open houses, all that. We'll make a whole game plan for you and you'll know that in advance when we go to put your home on the market. But eventually in no time, we'll get you an offer accepted. Then we'll be able to start the contract to close period, which is this green time frame here. Typically a buyer will have an inspection, so don't be surprised by that. That'll be the first thing that happens once the offer is accepted. You don't need to be intimidated by it. I've got another video you can watch later about what to expect during the inspection period. But typically, there's nothing that we can't resolve in most cases. The buyer will probably find a few little things and you can choose if you'd like to address them or wouldn't, and we can get you moving forward relatively easily from there. After the inspection period, that's when we have that underwriting period. Now, typically for you as a seller, there's not a lot that you have to do. I'm busy on the back end. The buyer's lender is going to be busy on the back end, taking care of a number of things behind the scenes. You really just to get to start packing. And typically that's going to be about a 30 to 45 day time frame from the time we get your offer accepted to the time we close. So you've got plenty of time to start packing. I don't know if I'd say plenty, it's obviously a lot of work, but that's when you'll be taking care of that. You will have the appraisal stop by about halfway to the closing, typically a week or two after your offer is accepted. That will be the bank doing their inspection on the property to make sure they're good with the condition of the home and with the price that we're selling at. Typically, we don't see a lot of issues with that, but it is something to be aware of, particularly if we've sold your home for way over list price, then there's a chance that'll come down low. But again, I'll walk you through all of this and you don't need to worry about that. The vast majority of the time, we have no issues at appraisal and everything moves smooth to closing. So then right before closing, the buyers will do their final walkthrough. We just need to make sure that the property is in the same condition and as much as possible, everything's been cleaned up and cleared out by you. Buyers will walk through the home, make sure everything's in great shape, and then we'll be good to closing. Now with the closing itself, that's obviously the fun part. That's when we will have all the paperwork signed by the buyers, by the sellers. All of the funds will be transferred between all parties, and then we will close on the home. You'll hand over the keys and you'll walk away with a big check, hopefully. So the whole process in a nutshell, typically the green zone is gonna be about 30 to 45 days. I like about 2 weeks in the yellow time frame there to get your home ready and on the market. And then really the process starts with your seller's consult, which you can schedule at any time. It's totally free, and I'll actually give you a link, of course, down to that in the description as well. My name's Joe Carmack. I'd love to help with your next move, so you can find more great videos just like this, and I hope you'll subscribe and let me know how I can help.